So what I'm going to do today is I want to cover Contacts Company. So Contacts Company is this. So there are a couple of issues with Contacts Company. If you look at a contact record, so let's go to a contact record really fast, and let's go to Datadog. Now, there's two different ways that Infusionsoft represents a company. Okay, and so this is a little bit confusing, and it also can cause some challenges. All right, so there's sort of a formal way and a loose way. Let me make this bigger. This is the formal way. Okay, this is when the contact is linked to the company. In this case, there is a separate company record that you can click through. The company has its own ID. You can see all of the contacts that are linked to the company. It can have its own tags. It can have its own custom fields. You can see in the aggregate here all the various invoices and subscriptions and an account summary, opportunities linked to it, orders, etc. Okay, so that is it when there is an actual company record created. However, there can also be this more informal affiliation here. So if I go to Maureen, we'll see what Maureen looks like here. Okay, so here's Maureen the goat, and you see she has no company. Okay, so now here I can do two things, right? One is I can, in the user interface, I can do a search, and it brings up this. Come over here. It brings up this search box, and I could say, oh, Maureen works at Gemini Farm, and it's going to find it, and it's going to put it up in here, and when I save it, it's going to create that link. And the reason I can search on it is, again, because that company record exists. But what if that company record doesn't exist? And I don't intend for it to exist, right? So what if Maureen just worked for Goat Herders, Inc.? Okay? No company record exists there. When I save this record, I just say save. What's going to happen is the company name is going to stay in there, but you'll notice that linked company doesn't appear, okay? Because it doesn't exist. Now, why do we care about this? Well, there's a lot of reasons why we might want to properly link someone to their company, not least of which is they work for that company, right? And we do want to be able to report in the aggregate on that. But for example, one of the things that comes up all the time for us is people want some way of linking contacts which may or may not work for the same company. For example, they work for the same, they're doing a race, one of these charity races, and they are all contacts on the same team for the charity race, and someone wants to link them together somehow so that we can refer to them and send them all emails together about their team, using like Email Anyone, for example. Well, using the company is a really good way to link people together. There are other ways as well. Referrals, and just using custom field or using tags, but company is the kind of a natural way that Infusionsoft gives you to be able to link things together, and so it kind of comes in handy that way. Now, so what we're going to talk about today is how we can programmatically create these links. Now, I will tell you one other thing about these links, which is interesting too, and I don't believe they have fixed it. I could be wrong, but for the longest time there was a bug here, and that bug was that if I had the company linked and then I changed the link, it was messed up, and it would have like one name up here, but it would have an ID, a different company ID, and you'd have to go. We used to run, in fact we still do, on some of our largest clients, we run scripts that regularly go in and check and make sure that that link is correct and fix it if it's not. And because we just always run that script, I actually don't know if it was ever fixed or not. But so this contacts company would actually be sort of a way to get around that script that we were running for these other clients. So I'll show you what I'm talking about here, and what it does. So if I go to the store, or yeah, I'll just go to the store and look at contacts company, it says that what contacts company does is it adds a new company from the name in the company field. In other words, here, if I put Goat Herders Inc. in this company field somehow, and that company does not already exist, when contacts company runs, it's going to create that company record called contacts company. And so if necessary, and whether it exists or it had to create it, doesn't matter, it's going to then link it, okay, by creating that link. Now, it has another feature in it as well, which is if this runs and there is no name in the company field, for example, it's just blank, you can specify a default parameter, and I'm going to show you that in my demo. So that's an added. So when we did this for a customer, and he wanted, for example, there was no company name, he wanted us to create a company with using their first and last name actually as the company. So he had a company created every single time, whether a company was specified or not. So I'll show you what this looks like, and we'll just use Maureen the goat here as an example. So Maureen, I'm going to copy this. Maureen is Maureen@KimSnyder.com, and so if I come over here, let's do this to begin with. So this is a form which you can see is not attached to contacts company right now. And if I run that form for Maureen, I have to find it first. Oops, that's not it. Boy, that's going to create something weird. Hang on. Maybe that one. Nope. That's going to be even weirder. Oh, here we go. Nope. Where's that form? Oh, that's it. Here we go. Get out of there. Okay. This should be the form. Okay, so we have a form. Okay, so if I fill out this form, I'm going to go ahead and fill it out for Maureen, and I'm going to change her company. Okay, so I'm going to change her company to just Gemini, and I'm going to say and I'm going to say Maureen@KimSnyder.com, and I'm going to submit this. And you're going to see that, okay, that if we go now and we refresh Maureen, so what's going to happen is nothing's linked, but her company should have changed. Which it did. Okay, so again, nothing's linked, Gemini doesn't exist. Even if it did, it was not gonna link that. So now we're going to do something different. We're going to run this same form through contacts company. So let's look at how contacts company is constructed. It's really, really super simple. Okay, so here's the URL. You would use your, again, this script sits on your server. I'm using the API guys because I'm running it from mine, but it would, if you purchased it, which you did, it would be on yours. So get rid of that stupid box. So here's the full URL to get to the script. Now, this, all that's really required is just to run this on Contact ID. So if I run it on just Contact ID like this, and I say back to sequence, and I say back to campaign, and hit publish, and then fill out the same form for Maureen. I did hit publish, right? Yep. Then go fill out that same newsletter. Registration, that's not it. Try that one. Okay, so now we're going to say Maureen, and we're going to create Goat Herders Inc., and we're going to say Maureen at kimsnyder.com, and I'm going to say submit. So what's going to happen this time that is different is now it's going to change her contact. It's going to connect her. And not only that, but it's going to create a company called Goat Herders Inc. Uh-oh. Goat Herders Inc. Notice now that company field is gone, and when you click through, you can see that here's the company record, and when you go to contacts, that Maureen the goat is one of them. Okay?